I happened to be watching the local news when this thing started, and they broke into local news, and it was first 2 officers shot. Then it climbed to 4 officers shot and 1 dead. And then it was, that stayed that way for a while. Then it went up to 9 officers shot. And now, as you can see, it's reading 10 officers shot in Dallas and 3 dead. And this has all happened in the time span that I've watched a video. Now, before the death count went up, they were showing footage. I was actually watching a different news channel because our local news, they of course went to commercials and shit. And I'm like, well, what the hell is going on with this? Because they went on to other stories. So I switched to, MSNBC I was watching. They were showing a lot of this flashing footage and a lot of this other stuff. See, now they got somebody down handcuffed in this footage. This looks like new footage. I actually don't have the volume up. Let's see. Same 2 snipers. Now, before they went with, like I said, before the casualty count started climbing again, all of a sudden, they said they was talking and had one of the shooters cornered. That was up on MSNBC. But I switched to CNN because they just kept showing the same footage over and over and over on MSNBC. And now they've raised their count to meet the other ones. So they said they had the shooter cornered, said they were talking to him, and then apparently there was a second shooter that started shooting against, or something of that effect, because then shortly after that the numbers started going up. And this is I'm just catching and watching what's been reported, in the moments of this first happening. What they say, because then we'll see later, what happens. Now, a lot of people have poor powers of observation, and there'll be people going, oh, this was a hoax, this was a drill, blah, 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 blah. But if you were watching it from the beginning and you've seen the crowds that were in the protest, not saying it could have been staged and planned by, one organization, unbeknownst to these officers, unbeknownst to the crowd of protesters, unbeknownst to most of the people who are taking it as a situation. And of course it is a situation, because a lot of things that the people don't realize, to call these things hoaxes, especially without any investigation whatsoever. They're just like right off the bat. And they use that word. That's not the right word for these things. And many of them, they do require blood. It's just the shooter's not the person they tell you it is. And the setup is not the way it happened. And things happen the way because not everybody is on the need to know. You know what I mean? They need people's natural reactions, including officers on the scene and first responders and people like this that really have no clue what's going on, other than that they're responding to what they're ordered by their superiors to respond to. So, before you clowns out there that automatically, try to just dismiss stuff, these are important events regardless of what you think and what you think you know. And this one right here, police chief, 3 officers dead, 2 in surgery, 3 in critical condition. like I said, the CNN was saying it was 2 snipers. Now, that was the story as of about 20 minutes into this, shortly after the rise in death tolls. And this was bound to happen sooner or later. Uh, the police can't keep going around brutalizing because the people will strike back. There will be, out of the 100,000 or so, that one or two individuals that do have a plan. And there will also be other individuals that will instigate plans for political reasons and other reasons, for different organizations, um, governmental and corporate. Same difference. Since your government is a corporation. So, the important part is what's the fallout. And that's what we're going to see. So be prepared. And I'll cut this short. Everybody else, you obviously know what's going on by now. You can turn on your TV or your internet or whatever. I think I'll go back to playing the video I was watching. Actually, was one of Nicholson's I was getting ready to watch when all this started.